played between Essex and Warwickshire. Now, Essex come back for the second year in succession, hoping to erase the memories of that heavy defeat by Lancashire last year. And for Warwickshire, it's a fourth appearance in 5 seasons. Now, this match taking place in the aftermath of the funeral of Diana, Princess of Wales, and at the start the crowd stood for a minute's silence. Well, let's look now at the respective routes to Lords. For Warwickshire, that remarkable first round victory over Norfolk. They were 27 for 6 at one point, and wins over Somerset and Middlesex. And then a crushing 105-run victory over Sussex as Alan Donnell polished off the match with typical verve, and how Warwickshire will be hoping for a similar flourish today. Essex's route to the final was progressively more difficult. Buckinghamshire by 89 runs, Worcestershire by 7 wickets, Nottinghamshire by 3 wickets, and then controversy amid the gloom at Chelmsford. Croft and Eilert involved in a bad-tempered confrontation which cost them £1,000 fines and a suspended ban from the NatWest Trophy. Well, the next day, Peter Such, of all people, hit the winning runs off Darren Thomas, and Essex were home by 1 wicket. Relief all round, and especially for the skipper, Paul Pritchard, who had to sit out the semi-final. Steve Ryder caught up with him and his Warwickshire counterpart, Neil Smith, at the toss.
Paul's tails, and tails it is, Paul.
Woodfield.
So you put Warwickshire in, Paul. What's behind that decision? What do you make of the conditions we have here today?
Yeah, I think it'll be a fairly good wicket. It's a bit overcast, though, so we're hoping it may swing or seam around a bit early on this morning, and the sun's forecast to come out this afternoon, and hopefully it'll be better for batting then.
And the report from the Warwickshire dressing room, no problems and spirits are high, given current form, I would think, Neil.
Yeah, we've played particularly well recently, especially in the one-day game. We're looking forward to the day.
From the Essex point of view, few injury problems. Can you update us not only on yourself, but on Ronnie Irani as well?
Yeah, we're both fully fit, so we're both included and raring to go.
Few rumours floating around this morning about Graham Gooch possibly making an appearance, just rumours.
Yeah, they were, yeah. No, he's not going to play. He's been bowling in the net, so he's here and be up in the dressing room supporting the boys.
You look back a year and there was the frustrating, embarrassing performance of a year ago. How much is that part of the motivation for Essex today?
Yeah, obviously we're highly motivated. We were disappointed last year, but you know, it's a new year, new day, new game, and we'll see what happens.
And Warwickshire, strong favourites, everyone says, but you're going to live up to that, do you feel?
Hopefully, yeah. As I say, we've been playing particularly well, so it's just a matter of getting out and just keeping the intensity up that we've played with in the last sort of 2 months or so, and perform to our best ability.
Well, there we see the teams, and Essex will be very happy to have Stuart Law in there, who missed last year's final. That's the Australian all-rounder, and a good selection of bowling there, including 2 spinners. There's Paul Grayson and Peter Such. For Warwickshire, Nick Knight, the club captain, doesn't captain in the one-day game. That's Neil Smith leading the side. Great fielding expected from Trevor Penny, and the match winner, they hope, will be Alan Donnell. The pitch condition often plays a crucial role in NatWest finals. This is what Geoffrey Boycott said about it at the start.
Well, it's not often for a final that we play this high up the square. It's a relayed pitch, about 3 years old. It won't have settled totally yet, and like a lot of these relayed pitches, you can see they've still got the cracks. This onga loam or clay that they're using these days, little cracks. It looks sort of compact but not solidly hard to me. Looks as if the ball will skid on, a little bit of seam up, and it'll be a dodgy toss for the captains as to whether they bowl first or bat. It's always a dodgy toss when you start at 10:30 in the morning, but I think there'll be a little bit of movement.
So let's have a look at the umpires, Mervyn Kitchen and Peter Willey. Third umpire, John Hampshire. Confirmation there that Essex won the toss and will field first. And we pick up play in the very first over, 1 run on the board, and that's from a wide. It's Ashley Cowan to Nick Knight.
Close and out, playing no shot, down the slope, Nick Knight goes. Cowan naturally runs the ball back into the left-hander, away from the right-hander, from the nursery end, the slopes with him. And that's just how long it took him to strike.
I think Nick Knight knew when the ball hit him that it was out. He'd made a miscalculation. Fairly foolish delivery. He never really got out of the batting crease.
Another left-hander, David Hemp. He's had an extremely good first season with Warwickshire after moving from Glamorgan. Leg byes. Beautifully bowled. Really has got it going. He hasn't bowled a ball to the right-hander yet. It'll be quite interesting when he does.
As soon as he pitches it up, he causes problems.
Lucky. First one that Ilots really made go the other way.
I think what we also saw there, besides it being quite a good delivery, is the pace of the pitch. I mean, it never really looked like carrying slip. Maybe just. It should have had a second slip. Beautifully bowled.
Now this will be the first time that Ashley Cowan has bowled to the right-handed Neil Smith. We've seen him darting the ball back into the left-handers, and if he can get that same angle and amount of movement going to the right-hander, then Smith's going to have a problem. And there are two slips there for him. Like that.
Yeah, with him bowling so well and having the opportunity to bowl at the right-hander, you would think that they'd take this man from point and bring him to gully.
Not needed. Not needed. Well, all too predictable. If Cowan did keep it going in that right slot, and he did, that was beautifully bowled. And Warwickshire now 12 for 2.
I don't think you could bowl it any better than that. Pitch the ball up, use the slope, make the ball go the way the slope is going here at Lord's, and he's got a just reward.
New batsman Dominic Osler, and he's had a reasonable season in one-day cricket, but not a very good one in the four-day format. Exactly the sort of delivery that he got Neil Smith with, may have been a touch wider.
It's very well bowled. He's a very talented cricketer, David Hemp, but he's got a good one there, and Eilert and Cowan have been moving the ball around in the air and a bit off the seam as well. Well, we saw David Hemp hit 100 against Sussex in the match leading into this final. I think he's a high-class player. That's a good shot. He's picked it up from round about Midland leg. I think Essex has got a bit of a problem here with Cowan. I reckon he's done something to that left knee.
Why not? The expressions
Very, very close. It looked as though it had come up the hill.
And finally middles one beautifully. Well, in the midst of it all, an absolute perler of a shot comes out. All grace and timing. And you wouldn't know he'd been in trouble.
Yes, yes, on that!
There's 2 good strokes.
Lovely stroke on the offside for 4. Brilliant shot of his pads, way behind square. A touch of class about that.
Must have carried. Cowan the man.
Carried nicely. A little bit of footwork from Dominic Ostler to try and upset the length. Just a little bit to his right, but easily, well, I say certainly catchable. If it was that easy, to caught it.
Taking the gloss off his morning a little bit.
I say, just spoiling what has been a good morning for him.
Well, this is the sort of quality of bowling that we saw from Glenn Chappell in particular 12 months ago. Deliveries from that same nursery end, helped by the slope, just unplayable. It's all sorts of names for that little bit of improvisation, except it was involuntary.
Deserved the wicket that went begging. And from his final delivery, cutting back in. Yes, improvisation implies a certain amount of forethought or instinctive reaction. This was just luck.
It sounded hopeful, it looked hopeful.
Yes, I get the impression there's a certain amount of frustration coming into Dominic Ostler's batting.
And then first bit of help yourself.
Well, it was always going to be a situation where we've got the ball in the middle of the bat for runs like this, or he got himself out, and that still may be the case in the next 20 minutes.
He's got to go. Well, 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 and it was Ostler who actually hesitated. Ostler seemed to slip, but in the end stranded his partner.
He played it down, but it's a second or two before he suddenly wants to go for a single. And then he hesitated after a couple of paces and left Hemp stranded.
New batsman Trevor Penny. So 45 to 3. That's the way he likes to play. And that's released a little bit of pressure from him. Brings up the 50.
Yes, when you think of all the difficulties he's had scoring runs, this is an exquisite shot.
Peculiar bit of cricket. 4 byes is the answer. What a peculiar bounce.
Well, we've seen a lot of these deliveries move off the seam, but hardly carry to the keeper.
It's what Osler does best. 7th boundary for Warwickshire this morning.
We've often seen the ball move around quite a bit off the seam and in the air here at Lord's at this time of the year. I don't know that we've ever seen it move more than this. He's okay. Well, perhaps he wasn't, because the umpire, Merv Kitchen, has called for the 3rd umpire adjudication.
It's fair enough for Merv Kitchen just to take the option to be absolutely sure. Mark Eilert with the throw. Good pick up. And, well, they're safely home. Ashley Cowan is back after an opening burst of 7 overs to the 13. He made the early inroads into the Warwickshire innings, taking out Nick Knight and Neil Smith. Had those problems with his knee. His left knee gave him a certain amount of aggravation during that spell. Doesn't seem to have cramped his style as he gets the ball past the bat yet again. A little extra bounce this time as well as the movement.
That's nicely played. Yeah, there's been a bit of rain in the outfield. Just slow the ball down. A little bit of a zip about Cowan's bowling. Moves in smoothly enough. His hand position always seems to be pretty good. Gets the outswinger to go. Just about at will. And just watch what he does with his fingers for this leg cutter. Well done. Deserved that. Bowled extremely well. No better example of what we were talking about with hand position and action being in all the right ways. And Trevor Penny has gone now, just playing a purely defensive stroke. Had a good delivery. New batsman Dougie Brown. 75 for 4 now. Good bowling from Ashley Cowan.
Well, Brown can play, make no mistake. He and Welsh are genuine all-rounders. He's one of the few English county cricketers who can play with equal facility off back and front foot. Good Pritchard. He's been struggling with a hamstring, but no sign there. Let's say 4 runs. Top edge and will be out. Well, he has. Certainly 3 and maybe 4. What a juggle that was.
Well, it was a short enough delivery. It was quite a short ball, and it was so easy a catch, and so much time underneath it he had to wait without moving. And he probably just lost his concentration a little bit.
New batsman is Graham Welsh. Warwickshire's troubles continue. Warwickshire needs something from somebody. When you see deliveries like that, in the 41st over of the usage of a ball,
Well, I don't care how good a player you are, you're going to struggle to hit those sort of deliveries, almost like a fast leg break.
The trouble here if he hits. For Pritchard, and I wonder if the man at mid-on might have been able to get in time to take the throw there.
Well, there was a lot of time. It was just a question simply if Paul Pritchard could steady himself and get it straight. Oh, it's an incredible session. He's been consistent. He's bowled about one bad ball really throughout the 12 overs. Finishes on a good note. If everything had gone Essex's way so far, I think Warwickshire would have been bowled out. The number of times the ball has gone past the bat.
Oh, what a good effort. That is brilliant. Peter Such, for a moment, was slightly off balance because of his follow-through, and yet he's dived away right across to, well, it must have been the far stump, I would think, and Graham Welsh is out for 2. That's a brilliant effort.
96 for 6. Ashley Giles joins Dougie Brown. Now this time, not a problem. That was into enough space. Stuart Law, the fielder. And Warwickshire reached the 100s.
Might get wide for that as well. Nope, just flicked his pad. For the first time today, the shouts and chants are starting for Warwickshire. They've been very subdued. Not surprised.
Ashley Giles motoring somewhat to get back to that second. He's a big man. But Darren Robinson had a lot of ground to make for on his position. Squarish on the boundary at cover.
Just for a variation. Ball has probably gone by the outside edge 20 times today. Brown, the bowler, will be quite pleased at that. Brown, the batsman, wasn't. There's that much in the pitch with an old ball. Good hit. Really is an uncomplicated cricketer. Just a bit short and clump. Pressure forced into a fielding error. And he looked ever to be one, but Brown attacked it. Little bubble there from the foothold, in fact, caused it.
As they come, it's the thing that happens in the last few overs of an innings. Perfectly placed. Oh, in trouble. Definitely in trouble. Grayson is the man who's fielded so well. Ashley Giles is not quite your quickest mover ever, and I don't think he wanted to go.
Well, he's more wolfhound than greyhound, that's for sure. And there were cries to try and alert Paul Grayson to what was going on out there. It was just a second fraction slow, I think, coming out the blocks, but the throw was perfect.
Keith Piper is the new batsman. Can't do it. This is what the Warwickshire supporters want to see. Just something to bowl at. That's all they've asked for. In the air, and should be out. Yep, he's got it. No juggles this time for Danny Law. And Dougie Brown has tried to smash it away over extra cover. He's got it just a little bit too thin. Batted very well for his 37 from 65 balls. But now Warwickshire, still with 3 overs to go, only have 2 wickets in hand.
Alan Donald, the new man.
In the air, safe over Nasser Hussein's head. Landed 3 parts of the way to the boundary. Then look for 3 and will get it. That's good cricket.
5 runs were added, 170 for 8. I thought the run out of David Hemp was absolutely crucial. It stopped Warwickshire in their tracks early on. The best partnership, 51, between Brown and Giles. There were efforts to hold it together. There's Osler there with 34 and Brown 37. A little rally towards the end. An extra 27, 170 for 8 from the 60 overs. Well, as for the bowling, really prime conditions for bowling. It swung, it seamed, it was overcast, and Ashley Cowan was top class. 12 overs, 3 maidens, 3 for 29. And good support from Eilert, 1 for 29, and Irani, 1 for 22, and Stuart Law and Peter Such filling in to complete the 60 overs. So Essex required 171 runs to win at 2.85 runs per over, and we join them at the second ball of the innings. Welsh bowls to Pritchard. There's no score.
No. It might have arrived at the same time as the slip fieldsman's hand.
Great opportunity there. Ball just running down the hill. The first slip looks a bit deep. That's a pretty good shot. He moved into that very nicely indeed.
Very much front foot player, Stuart Law. As though it may have been in the air for a fraction of a second. Trevor Penny of fieldsman. Perhaps even more than a fraction of a second. There's some good strokes in this over. Classic stroke. Not what you'd regard as the best ball that's been seen today. Half volley on leg stump, but Law dealt with it decisively. And Pritchard's in on the fun. Dougie Brown has just dropped a little too short. Not all that much too short, but just enough for Pritchard. Short mid-wicket. If he's going to bowl there, he's going to need him back quite a bit. Well, I think the man at first slip wasn't over-pleased. There's a man at deep square, another one at deep fine, but that is not exactly what Neil Smith wants. Bowlers are inaccurate at the moment. They've come out charged up, and it hasn't worked. Good save. Certainly a wide, and that's one of the reasons they're always a little bit wary of giving Alan Don the new ball in limited overs games, because that wouldn't be a wide in a test match. But it is under the playing conditions of limited overs games, where in this match it's maximum of 60 per side. And Laura's got that away. 50 up. And another 4. Well, you can't afford mistakes like that. Ashley Giles way down at deep third man, and the combination of Pritchard and Law has done very well in that over. That's a good shot. Stewart's been out there. Only had to move, I reckon, 8 or 9 yards, and the ball simply flashed past him.
Well, this is a cracker of a shot. Really back-cut it well. Wonderfully well. Kept low. For us to find out whether there is still some movement in this pitch. There have been long ups, wide balls, full tosses. The need is a lot of deliveries like that on a length, good length, to see whether the ball will move around a bit.
At the moment, it doesn't look like the same pitch. It is. The sun's been out, and that accounts for part of the difference, but you have to give credit. I think, first of all, it's genuinely gone completely past the bat. You have to give credit to Law and to Pritchard for the way they've climbed into what was on offer, and there's been plenty that hasn't been on target. Peggy Brown showing agility, but Warwickshire needs some inspiration from somewhere. Runs everywhere. Everybody lost sight of that. Man out at deep square thought that cover point had got it, and he hadn't. Looks like another one. Well, this is powerful stuff from Essex. That's 50. Everybody was looking for Stuart Law to fire off the bullets. That man there, Paul Pritchard, has done it as well.
And well applauded by his Essex teammates. He's played very well.
Turn.
Yes, there's just a little bit of help with the slope here, but it's hit the seam nicely, turns. Paul Pritchard just trying to angle it away, but there are men there saving the one anyway.
Pritchard, the certainty of timing there, 6. Brings up the 100. What it does for Warwickshire, I'm not sure. So another one. Timing was super. And that's what Warwickshire were unable to do this morning, was hit through the line. That wasn't a full half volley. They couldn't trust the pitch to do that, and that man can. Out. First one. On the back foot. Relief more than anything else. No great joy there. At the end of Pritchard, but what an innings. Gone most of the way towards, you would think, settling the match. Much more than a runner ball. How many times does an opener do that in a final? 7 fours.
Nasser Hussain is the man coming in. And Essex have 2 very capable batsmen here at the crease. Despite this loss, Alan Donald's steaming in from the pavilion end, desperate for the breakthrough. Well, that's probably close enough. He's back, he's in front of off stump. I don't think the ball was going over the top. It's 109 for 1.
That's it. I think that's really been typical of much of Warwickshire's out cricket. And they've gifted the 50th run to a man who's certainly earned it. 39 balls.
Trevor Penny making what was a very difficult stop look rather easy. Hammered away. You've got to really guess the bounce at that stage. It's really travelling, that ball.
Marginally short. That was all he needed.
That's 4 runs. Well, he's lined up that shot 2 or 3 times without finding the middle of the bat. Practiced in between the miscues, and this time it's come right out of the screws.
It's probably the first one that's really done anything for the Warwickshire pacemen. Just about held.
It certainly has. It's gone up the hill. Oh, this is beautifully bowled. There's a little bit of magic in those fingers yet. And again, the seam in ideal position, bolt upright.
Sixteenth 4 of the innings. And Essex may well pull off a fairly unusual double, because when they were batting last year, they were bowled out for 57 in just over 27 overs. And it looks to me as though they're capable of winning this match in round about the same number. Picked that up so quickly. Wonderful shot. That's what happens when it's running. You tend to make most of your own luck in this game anyway. Wonderful shot. Not great bowling, and Brown knew it. Brings up the 150.
And just to put it into balance again, another wonderful delivery, this time going past the outside edge. Still one or two things happening.
Saw that sort of delivery 3 or 4 times and over this morning.
There's a certain carefree feel to the batting now, with the target so close, 7 wickets in hand.
In the air. And it's gone all the way in the air, right over the top. Just picked that up beautifully. It's a long part of the ground as well. Good shot. Perhaps not timed quite well enough to beat the man to the boundary. Well, perhaps it is. Didn't look as though he hit that at all. It was just a little defensive flick away down the ground. Four more. Well, the bowling's been inaccurate, but the batsman got away to such a fierce start. And there it is, the misfield. Ball will be claimed by someone. And Essex have done it, and done it well. A good performance.
Well, Essex couldn't have batted better. We all know that the sun and blue skies favoured them in the afternoon, but really Paul Pritchard and Stuart Law put on a top-class performance. Their partnership, 109 of 82 balls, and Stuart Law saw Essex through with the help of Nasser Hussain, who was 25 not out, 171 for 1. And poor Warwickshire never got to grips with the afternoon conditions, really, and they didn't bowl very well at all. Essex were well past 50, I think, before the Warwickshire bowlers truly settled. But there were some reasonable performances. Glaston Spall got some movement, 7 overs, but expensively for 43. And the shock was that Alan Donald went for 27 off his first 4 overs. So the result was plain sailing in the end for Essex, 171 for 1. Essex win by 9 wickets, and I ought to add, with 201 balls to spare. Well, on the balcony afterwards, we heard the nomination of the man of the match by Sir Garfield Sobers, and he chose Stuart Law for his 80 not out. And then David Gower was there to have an interview with the 2 captains.
And last year bowled out for 57, this year winners by 9 wickets.
Yeah, what to say really, it's just glad it's happened. Last year was a big disappointment, and this year's a big joy, obviously. I can't believe it. It's great.
Well, it seemed to go right from the start. I mean, you won the toss, you've chased all summer anyway. How much of a difference did conditions make to you?
Well, we did think it was going to seem around a bit early doors, and I think the TV would tell you that it did. And our boys bowled brilliantly. Ashley Cowan, Mark Ilott, Stewie Law's seamers bowled well, and then Sachi bowled well as well. So it's not, it's not just the conditions. The lads bowled well. Pegged Warwickshire back a bit. And the rest is
More than a bit, I thought.
Yeah, that's right, yeah, they did. They bowled tremendously. They bowled it in the right areas and used the conditions just as we'd liked.
Now, when it came to chasing that target, last year it all went horribly wrong in a hurry. This year you got off the perfect start, yourself and, of course, Stuart Law. That must have been a great relief.
Yeah, it was, yeah. We decided we'd play positively, as we have done all summer. If the ball had any width, we were going to throw the kitchen sink at it, so to speak, and lucky enough, we got a few streaky ones and hit a few out the middle as well, so it all went well for us. Yeah.
Well, you set the example, and Stuart is the man, of course, who's been billed as the Essex hero, but you outscored him.
Yeah, I got more off the edge, he got more off the middle, though.
So how does it feel now, NatWest Trophy winners?
Magnificent, you know, it's nice for Essex to be back amongst the trophies. It's a great club, and, you know, the boys are delighted, and hopefully we can build on this.
Brilliant. Well done. Congratulations. Enjoy the success. Now, Neil, once again, it looks as though that toss this morning might have been crucial.
Well, you know, you saw it yourself. It went around a lot this morning. Essex bowled particularly well, got the ball in the right place, and it was very difficult. We thought we did pretty well to get 170 in the end. But then they came out ultra positive. We dropped 3 difficult half chances before they had 20 on the board, which might have made a difference.
Certainly it does. I mean, this morning as well, though, in the batting, there were a couple of run-outs that didn't help the cause either.
Yeah, they put us under a lot of pressure, bowling tight, and it was difficult to get the ball away. And the pressure built up, and we had to look at ways of trying to get the board ticking, and that was when the run-outs occurred. You know, full credit to Essex, they did the job today.
I mean, you're very used to coming here and winning. How big a disappointment is this?
It's a huge disappointment. It's a great day out this. We've sampled the victory a few times, and you know, it's a great feeling. But we'll be back.
Did you actually think, with defending that lowish target, that you had a chance when you went out to bowl there?
Certainly when we went out, the wicket still moved around and offered assistance to the bowlers. Essex came out and were ultra positive, and I think that made the difference. Had we taken a couple of those half chances early on, Nasser and the other batters would have come in and probably wouldn't have played in that way, and they'd have tried to hang around, and that was when it proved difficult.
Stuart, welcome back to the man of the match podium yet again. There must have been a great team spirit there in the dressing room and out on the field.
Yeah, we've been talking about that last couple of weeks. We hadn't had a win in the championship. We finally got one against Lancashire after a bit of negotiating with the 2 skippers. It's always good to go in a final. It's a big game with a win under your belt, and we just came out today. We bowled beautifully this morning, used the conditions very well, and then this afternoon it just flattened out a bit.
Because in your most recent encounters with Warwickshire, you've been coming second, so this is not only revenge, of course, it's the best time to do it.
Well, exactly. I mean, the first 2, they didn't really count. I mean, it could have kept us in touch with the championship and with the Sunday League, but I mean, this beats it all, I think.
Well, it was announced today that next summer there'll be a special one-day match, and MCC will invite players from England and the rest of the Commonwealth to play for the Memorial Fund of Diana, Princess of Wales. Well, that's it from Lords and from all over the country for this summer. We've enjoyed bringing the cricket to you. Look forward to the next time. That's all. In the meantime, goodbye.